What up, brothers? It's the Clipper King back for a double dip review tonight. You know how Clipper King rolls. You don't want to be downstairs on a Monday night watching fucking Coronation Street, Emmerdale, EastEnders, Coronation Street, Emmerdale, EastEnders. That's not for me. I prefer to watch shows like the one that these two fellas come from. You all know that show. You all know these two characters. But for the sake of not getting this video pulled, I'm going to call it the Iminime Town Sheriff. Looking epic. And the Iminime Crossbow Hunter, also looking badassery. Beautiful. I will say before I crack on, I'm using this monstrosity tonight, where it is about a 6-inch tall tripod that will hold either your camera or this screw-on torch. It's a 9 LED light. What I want to do eventually is put some like sort of tracing paper style on this so it will light it up and not be such a spotlight, but I'm going to use it just to see if I can get any more detail out of this camera using lighting from below. That's the reason I'm using it. So at the minute you can see it's pretty much focused on Rick. I'm going to start Rick turning shortly, and let's call him, for the sake of argument, let's call him Daryl, eh? We'll call him Daryl. We'll not say what show they're from, but just for the sake of this review, they're not licensed figures, but just off at cuff like, we'll call this one here Rick, and we'll call this one here Daryl. If that's, but they could be called out in show that they're in. But like I say, it is the Iminime Town Sheriff and Crossbow Hunter. Please don't pull this video, YouTube. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some shout outs at the start, and I'm then going to roll into a full review. I'm going to get you some poses like I normally do, and basically just shoot breeze for maybe half an hour, 40 minutes, I don't know. It just depends how lucky I want to make you tonight. So what I will do, before I tell the backstory, I will get this bad man's rotating, so you can fully appreciate the pose. Pretty standard pose for him, the poster shot. But as he comes round, oh, I'll tell you what. Oof. Try and replicate that one, brothers, if you can. Let's see some poses out here. But this one's looking fresh and all. Let's get up and above. Have a look round, lad. Got his poncho, he's got his crossbow. Oof, beautiful. Right, anyway, let's start off with the shout out. Let's say a massive thanks to a guy called Ben. I think it's Target or Target, I'm not sure. Friend of mine through Facebook, and I think he's been a long-term subscriber to my channel. So like I said, massive shout out to him firstly for that. But the main shout out for this is simply because I got up, I think it was Thursday morning last week, and there'd been a post on Facebook, and I don't know if anybody else saw it, and the only reason I saw it was because it were attached to my channel. It had been put on my what is it, wall or time, whatever it's called, I fuck knows, Facebook jargon. Put it on basically saying he'd pre-ordered these two figures from Wyman at 16 Bruce. He'd pay the deposits on them and the shipping, and he decided, because of the confines of space, that he no longer wanted them. And I'm like, right, so what, in real terms, what are we saying here? He said, well, basically, if you want to pick up the final payments on each figure, then they're yours. I'm like, you paid deposit, you paid shipping, what's crack, why wouldn't you get them, sort of thing, why don't you want them? He just says, I don't want to buy the figures, they're excellent looking figures, I can afford them, I don't want to buy them to leave them in a box and store them somewhere. It's just a matter, I've got no more room left, and I'd sooner see somebody have them and review them and pose them up than them be stuck in a box, so I don't want to do that. Alright, well, let me have a think about it. To be honest, I'd seen pictures of these figures, but they looked very different in the pictures that I saw. I weren't sure what to expect, I didn't know what had come. I actually asked Denny Kim about them about 4 weeks ago, because I realised they were getting released soon. I thought, yeah, they look nice, but I don't know what I get, I don't know what they cost or whatever, and I pretty much thought they'll be out of my price range, I think, if they buy Iminime. So I left it, but like I say, I woke up and I got this message and I thought, well, let me have a look here, so what do I owe? So I says to Ben, what's left to owe? He says, I'm not sure, but I think it's about £200 each on the figure. Alright, so let's make this clear so I know, I'm not getting myself confused. If I pay Wyman £200 each, then figures are mine. He was like, yeah, simple as that. I thought, whoa, fucking, I can't sniff at a deal like that. Now, I will say, and I'll be honest, I can't understand why he did it, firstly. And secondly, I don't know why nobody picked up on it before I did. So, like I said, massive shout out to him. And I will say, once I've got these figures reviewed up, I am going to get in touch with him for his PayPal. I'm going to send him some more money, just even if it's to get his son a drink or go and buy his son a Blu-ray or whatever, just to say thanks, because the money he spent on the pre-order has nearly, I don't know, nearly half of what I've paid. So, like I said, massive shout out to him and thanks for doing it. Also, talking about Wyman, massive shout out to him for a couple of reasons. He sort of, I went to him with a message from Ben. I was like, look, this is what he wants to do. Is that okay? He was like, well, it's okay with me if it's okay with him. As long as the figures get bought, then it really doesn't matter to me. So I'm like, right, well, I'll sort it out and let me have a think about it, because obviously £400 a lot of money. There's a lot of stuff coming out. Let me have a think about it. Do I want them? So anyway, I pretty much that evening thought, yeah, I do want them. And then I started thinking, I only really want Rick. So I went back to Wyman. I says, look, Wyman, I do want that Rick. Can you keep Daryl, or can I bypass Daryl and still do the same deal? He went, well, it's a tricky one because they've sort of been sold as a set, and I've discounted some shipping because they're going to be shipped together. So I'll do it because it's you kind of thing, but it's going to be a case of I'm going to need some shipping money off you also. So I'm like, yeah, all right, no problem. We'll sort it out tomorrow. Anyway, overnight I got to work and I thought, I'm fucking stupid. I'm never going to see these two figures again together for the money I was being offered them. So I thought, I'll get them. Even if it's a case that I get them and I don't like Daryl, or I don't want to keep Daryl, I would think that these figures are going to be easy enough to sell that I'm not going to get stuck with either of them. So that is how I looked at it, and I thought, right, I got back in touch with Wyman. Wyman, sorry for fucking you about, pal. I do want both. So that's firstly where I want to shout him out. Secondly, he was acting as Postman Pat today. He's come up to my work and he's actually brought me these by hand. So I'm buzzing about that because I've got to meet him again. And his wife also, she came with him because they were going to cinema near where I work. So they popped in, saw Uncle Clipper, dropped me these off, and also dropped me a fucking, when I say a badass figure, I mean a badass figure, which I'm looking around this collection now, has got to be worth probably same as any 5 of my figures, maybe more. And I'm fucking honoured he's lent it me to review it, because I've looked around on YouTube. I think there's only about 3 videos on it, and I just want to do my spin on it. So massive shout out to Wyman for doing that for me. So let's roll on. Source material. Like I said, they both come from the same show. We all know what that show is. It is awesome, although I will be honest and say that Series 3 was my least favourite. I think if you watch the first episode and the last, I don't think they really got anywhere. I think they travelled around for quite a while and they pretty much ended up back where they started. So I didn't really like that for it. I was hoping from the show that what they would do is eventually find some kind of cure, or I don't know, hear rumours of a cure, whatever. I've not read the comic books, I will be honest, but that is what I was hoping, and I think that Series 3 pretty much dragged on a bit, and I think it comes down to the fact that they went to about 16 episodes in Series 3, and I think they could have condensed it down and made a really good series if they'd have only done 12. So that are my thoughts on it. But like I said, as a whole, as a series, it is awesome. For me personally, it's only bettered by Dexter. Saying that, if anybody's got a Dexter they want to sell me, or even let me review, I'd be fucking buzzing to do it, because Dexter is my favourite show of all time, I would think. Of its type sort of thing. I do like a lot of comedy shows. But yeah, I do love Dexter. Series 1 and 4 of Dexter, I always say it, are the best TV I've ever watched. I just loved every episode. And when one episode finished, I couldn't wait for the next one to start. So yeah, Dexter would be my number 1. This would be my number 2. And I'm just getting into Breaking Bad. I'm about halfway through season 2. It's good. But like I said, prefer Walking Dead and Dexter. And I've said name it show again like a fucking idiot. But yeah, I just think with Walking Dead, I do like the idea and how it's set up. I just, for obvious reasons, I do find the cancer scenes a little bit close to home. Obviously, I've told you before, my dad was suffering with throat cancer a couple of years since, and he's got all clear now, but touch wood, it's a little bit close to home for me, and a few times I'm very close to turning it off, but I've stuck with it, and I understand that storyline don't go on forever, so I am going to carry on watching it, and it is an awesome show. I just prefer this and Dexter to it. So on the source material, I'm going to give them both actually a 5 out of 5. Rolling on to packaging, I'm going to do this as fast as I can, I promise. It's the standard Iminime box, the black card, textured as you can see, chrome lettering, Iminime high quality, nice looking box. Something pretty cool about it, it gives you the impression it's expensive without being sort of in your face. Magnet side pops open. One thing I don't like about it, and I haven't liked about any if I'm honest, is the sponge housing, because it's not sort of laser cut to house the things. You pretty much get the figure in the middle with a bit of bubble wrap in it, and then everything just pretty much slipped in there in airtight bags. It's not even close to the standard that we're used to from Hot Toys and Iminime, but I suppose when you're buying a custom piece like this, you're pretty much going to take it out of the box, display it forever, and not use the box again anyway. So I suppose it's a cost-cutting measure. The fact it's got no artwork don't really bother me, because like I said, the black with chrome is pretty cool to me, although it's not the most functional box in the world. So, like I said, I can't really compare it even to an Iminime or an Hot Toys box. I'm only going to give them both a 1 out of 5 because the packaging is same for both figures. So like I said, a 1 out of 5 for packaging. 1 minute 16, easy. Right brothers, rolling on to likeness. I think we'll go to Daryl first, because this is going to be the easier one of the two. I'll show you the pose first. You can see, getting pretty much crouched, hunting, making his way through woods. Just loading his crossbow up. Just pulled an arrow out. Just going to load her up. Again, still got the poncho on him. I'll show you without the poncho soon. Moving in to the facial sculpt. I hope with this light it's not too bright. In fact, what I will do is I'll show you with the light on and I'll show you without. Right. I think they've sort of gone for a head sculpt somewhere either late Series 2 going into Series 3, if I remember rightly. So I think as the Series 3 went on, his hair got a little bit longer than that, sort of in the area just in front of his ears. He got a little bit like Oasis hairdo kind of thing. But it's really nice, a really good sculpt as well, on the hair in particular. And I think the facial sculpt, it does change. I've looked at some pictures before this, and Daryl, his face does change through all 3 series. There's a visible aging through the first few series, and same with Rick as well, I suppose. But also, I noticed that there's sort of a weight loss and weight gain as well that it goes through the first 3 series. So if you find the right scene, then I would say the sculpt is bang on. But there's going to be some scenes where the hair just don't look right, or he looks like he's a bit too full in the cheeks. But I would say if you're saying, does it look like him? Fucking shit, yeah, it looks like him. The eyes are bang on, the nose, the shape of the mouth. Again, with the facial hair, they've sort of gone quite subtle. Maybe it could have been a little bit stronger, but again, like I said, there's going to be certain scenes where that fits dead on. Take the light off and just show you the normal light. So this is just camera light now. You're not going to get the sort of the shine into the eyes. Yeah, really nice likeness. So, just trying to get you from every angle so you get a feeling like it's yours looking round it. You're at my house, you're at Uncle Clipper's castle. You're treating yourself to a view at the collection. You're just feasting your eyes and soaking this bitch in. Yeah, that's why I move around. I don't want to fix the camera and just have you looking at it from where I want you to see it. I want you to float around it like you're looking at it in a museum. Oh, you know it. So yeah, I couldn't give the sculpt anything other than a 5 out of 5. All the Denikin work I've seen, which is the Chaplain, then the Chaplain, then the Wall Street Killer, and then these two, you can't fault the sculpts. That's definitely where your money's going, because there's other areas where they sort of fall down, but I'll cover that and then I'll tell you my overall score. But the sculpt is not one of the places where it falls down. So the Daryl, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 simply because it's a dead ringer, it's a cool character, and I think they've captured it, and I think people are going to really, really want it. So that covers Daryl. Moving across to Rick. Let's get some light up in his face. So I'm going over the top with lighting now, so you can get into them nooks and crannies. I've got to say, this sculpt that's on is up there with the best Rick Grimes I've seen. Some of them. Now, saying that, I'm going to take this opportunity to shout somebody out who I don't shout out enough, and it's a person who's supported me, who's bought from me, helps me out no end. She's a good late night contact. I can say, oh, where can I get this from? Where can I get that from? Or even if I've not spoke to her for months, she'll still send me links to things that she thinks will interest me. And I've got to shout her out because she more than deserves it. And the reason as well that's brought it to my mind is because she's got some of the best Rick Grimes you're ever going to see. And the woman's name is Tash Wall. Good friends with her on Facebook. Like I said, she really looks out for me. And it does make a difference. Because some people you talk to when they want you for something, or they're like, what's your favourite figure? Or what's this? Or what's that? Where can I get that? There's so much, I'm not going to say techers from you, but they only want you when they want you, sort of thing. Like I said, there's not many who'll do for doing sake. There is a few, in fact there's a lot, to be honest now, because I'm getting figures left, right and centre, and I'm glad I'm getting trusted. But like I said, there is also a lot more who just want to ask you things and then move on, tell you things and move on. Where Tash, like I said, she does spend time, and she'll sit and go through eBay and send me links of things that might interest me. So respect to her. And like I said, I always look at her Rick figures because, like I said, she's got a few. She's got some I really, really like. She's got some I'm not really keen on, in all honesty. There's some that I wouldn't have. There's some that I'd kill for. She's got a, I think it's a Kato one. I forgot who head sculpt is. I think it's Kato Clothing. But that is badass. Now, just for the expression on this and the paintwork, this has got to be up there with it. I know she's got both and she would be able to tell you better. But to my eye, there's not a great deal wrong with this. What I will say as well is, when I bought these, like I said, I'll make the value clear again when I get round to it. I thought it was a complete set, or that's the way I understood it. I thought Ben had ordered both complete sets. Now, a complete set also includes this head sculpt, which is really nice. And I started reviewing this thinking that were the case. What's happened is, Wyman's delivered some of these today, and he's pretty much took the first box he's got to and shipped them out. So some people have got this head who never paid for it. Now, this head were £80 on top of the price of the figure, which I think is a lot for an head sculpt, but it is a really nice one. So I've got a choice, and I'll tell you my dilemma, because if you can answer me this fast, you might decide it for me. For me to keep this head sculpt, I've got to buy it, basically. Now, the price that Wyman's done me is not the full price, I'm going to be honest. He said if you want it, you can keep it, and I know you're reviewing it and advertising it, and so to speak, or so on and so forth, should I say. If you want it, you can have it for X amount. Now, I would like it, and like I said, I sort of bought the set thinking that this was included. Now, the strength of that head lets me know already, I don't think I'll ever display it with this head. So the amount to pay is a lot for an head that's pretty much going to stay in box, unless I were to build another figure, which again is going to cost me a lot to pretty much buy some cowboy boots, some jeans, the belt rig, a shirt or some kind of shirt, and then to put this head on it and a body and everything. So Wyman's given me the choice. I can either send this head back and it will go into the suit or into a set that did order this as well, or he will let me pay and keep it all. So I really don't know what to do. I'll decide after this review. But like I said, in honest terms, I prefer the squinting head than the calm head, and I don't really know in which pose this will suit, so I don't know. But I will say that head sculpt is awesome. Again, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. Let me try and get round, because I'm going to turn the light off a little bit, show you natural lighting, or close to natural lighting. This one is like the battle damage version. As you can see, it's got the grazing and the blood up that side of his forehead. Looks really good. The eyes sort of intense and I don't know, just classic, just a classic look. Got the battle damage on that side again, not overdone it. The paintwork's good. It's sort of a bruise leading into a cut, and it looks really good. So yeah, it's to talk about the pose, which I'm not going to be able to get back into now because I've fucking moved it. Don't you dare fall. Don't you fall, Town Sheriff. I've moved his legs and he's not going to stand up now. I can't do it with my left hand. I've pretty much got him. I'll hold his leg. Look at that. That's not professional, Clipper. What the fucking hell are you doing? Just got him rotating. He's coming back on backswing with a machete, which is beautiful. You know, swivel around and take some zombie's head clean off. So that's the pose I've gone for on that. I hope you like it. And again, that was Daryl. So I've given both likenesses a 5 out of 5. Rolling on to outfits, and I think this time we'll start with the Town Sheriff. Pretty much, we'll start at the bottom. Got the light brown sculpted cowboy boots, which look really nice. Nice shape to them. I know a lot of people have used the Wolverine boot for their customs. I think this one is a little bit better shape. Could be a better material and could be weathered a little bit more. A little bit clean looking for somebody who's been, I don't know, slicing zombies up for 3 seasons. So, but like I said, the shape is really nice. And when you get the boot pulled, the jean pulled down proper onto it, it does look really nice. Because I do think that it looks better if you sag his jeans down a little bit with this figure. Also, I've seen a few who do have the shirt untucked, which is fine. I prefer it in. I just think it looks... I think with it being tucked in, you can sort of pull it round to the back sort of thing. So it looks tighter on the front, which I think looks more accurate to me. Again, the sleeve are rolled up. I might roll them up one more turn just so they sit into the elbow right. I mean, you can just push it up and it gives a look that I like. But yeah, the jeans, a nice black jean. They fit in really well. Good material as well, does feel like real denim. It is weathered in places, although I think I'm going to take some like beigey coloured or some like orangey coloured charcoal and just rub down the jean just to sort of... It won't be a lasting look, but while it's in the cabinet, it'll get a look like I did with the Indiana Jones, just like a more weathered look. So I think that's what I'll do. The belt is rubber. It's like a moulded rubber with a metal buckle. Does look good. Would have been a little bit more realistic or hung better, I think, if it had been leather. Pretty much like the Luke Skywalker style belt, or I can't see another one. Yeah, maybe the Indiana Jones rig again, something like that. But it is rubber. It does look good. It does look accurate, and it does hold things really well. So yeah, moving up to the shirt. I'm glad I saw the prototype photos, like I said, and the shirt that they'd gone with were like a really thick, dark brown looking one, and it didn't denote for me. This one is I think it's right colour, maybe could be a little bit more blood dotted, but I'm glad on the other hand that they didn't go over the top, because it leaves an option for you if you want to sort of mess it up a little bit more, you can. But like I say again, I do like the cut and stitch of the shirt, and I do like how it fits this body. So yeah, the outfit's really good, and I think outfitting is one of Iminime's strong suits. I think when you're having everything handmade, you're gonna feel that a little bit more quality. Like I said, I think they've cut corners a little bit on the boots and maybe the belt, but I think the shirt and the jeans are really well tailored for the body that they ended up going with. So yeah, as you can see, I'll just talk about the pose. He's got his sniper rifle sort of tucked under his arm and holding it, just a fist clenched. Maybe he's going to go for his pistol sometime soon. And I've got the relaxed head. Again, I do like this sculpt. I think it's definitely him. But I don't know. It just don't fit. It don't fit the fact that he's blooded up, if you know what I mean. But I do like it. It's definitely him. The outfit on Rick, I'm going to give... outfit on Rick. I'm going to give a 4. And I'll tell you why. because if I gave that a 5, then I don't know what I'd give Daryl, because Daryl's outfit is definitely better. And I'll show you the pose first. Just got him with his crossbow chucked over, got his thumb through the handle. Just carrying it around, just having a little chill again. Fist posed, going down. He wears a baggy jean, again, does feel really nice, really well weathered. Sculpted shoe, again, looks really good, and really good scale. And I will say as well, they've got quite long ankle joints in these, but I don't know if it's the tightness of the boot keeps their ankles pretty stiff, so they will stand up without stands, which is good because they don't come with stands. So yeah, the frayed knee, which is accurate, does look good. I just hope that that doesn't start pulling out. Moving up, he's got a sleeveless sort of blue shirt, and then covered with this leather waistcoat or vest if you're Americans. On a late turn, just so you can see on the back. Down the side, it's laced up, really nice soft leather feel this, and it's got the angel's wings stitched on. Again, awesome cut and stitch, and the fitting is really good. Another thing that takes this figure to another level is this, is poncho. That's sort of folded in half. I'll show you inside. It is seamed or hemmed, whatever you want to say, stitched really nice again. Nice material. It feels like suede or some kind of faux suede. Feels a little bit like the dark Spartan Batman cape or the Entebbe 1/4 scale Batman cape. Similar material to that. Obviously it's printed with a motif to make it look screen accurate. When it's on him, it does hang really natural. They've gone for the right material. Like I say, if you just put it on my hand, you can see it'll like fold over itself. It doesn't hang awkwardly. It hangs really natural, and just with a little bit of tucking and folding, you can like sort of trap some under his arms and get it looking really, really good. So, like I said, the reason I give Rick a 4 is because I wanted to give this a 5 and emphasise that of the two, the Daryl outfit is better than Rick's, simply because there's more to it. They went that extra few steps with a Daryl. So, yep, like I said on the scores, a 4 for Rick's outfit and a 5 for Daryl's.